I'm Matt Willis with a message for September 27th, 2024. Today marks my last day as Marin County Public Health Officer. As I retire from government service, it's definitely a bittersweet day, and I'm deeply grateful to have served you in this role for 12 years. When I took this job, we had no idea that we'd be facing the biggest public health emergency of the century together. But honestly, I feel lucky to have landed in this place with this public health team in this community during this chapter of our history. I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish together. My role in our pandemic response gave me a special vantage point over and in our community, and I want to share a bit of what I saw from that unique view. The first is to acknowledge that we all suffered and we all experienced loss. Everyone has their own version of the stress and trauma of the pandemic. We can't dismiss that shared reality, and it will take years for us to recover. For me, the primary stress was a sense of responsibility in a setting of deep uncertainty, knowing what was at stake, with mortality on one side and the potential social consequences of our policies on the other, and trying to balance between those things. When I step back and consider our pandemic response, I keep going back to this. At the core of our local response, we recognized at some level that we're all in this together. It was kind of our superpower, knowing that what I do affects you and what you do affects me, because the virus moves between us. We saw our interdependency in new and practical and scientific ways. As a health officer, I knew from early on that our safety would ultimately be based on whether we got that fundamental truth. Because our best tools, testing, masks, vaccines, and treatments, don't do anything if people don't use them. And we saw that play out clearly across the country. The sum of our individual actions dictated our experience as a community. And for that reason, any successes we had are shared. If that feels soft or just a feel-good message, let our results speak for themselves. Marin had among the highest vaccination rates in the nation, and this was true for every age group, race, ethnicity, and community. Our mortality rates were among the lowest, despite having a generally older population. We were among the first to fully reopen schools and did it safely. And before the vaccines arrived, low transmission rates and high testing rates helped keep businesses more open and supported the local economy. Marin, like other Bay Area counties, was an outlier in many good ways. I think it's helpful to hold both of these realities, that the pandemic was a trauma to all of us, and that our response can be a source of pride because we all played a part in protecting one another. Recognizing that you made a difference is especially important as we recover from the long-term mental health effects of the pandemic. There's very good evidence in mental health studies that when we feel our actions matter, it protects us from the psychological impact of stress and trauma. Feeling capable of making a difference increases resiliency and helps us recover more quickly after stressful or traumatic events. That's why the meaning we make of our struggle is important to our recovery. Being near the center of our response has changed my thinking about what's possible when communities come together to fight a shared threat. I have a lot more confidence that we can change rapidly and at scale when we need to. With that in mind, I'll be focusing some of my next chapter on climate and working with data scientists to use AI to describe and predict the health impacts of climate change. I'm also jumping more deeply into public health communication and translation of science. I saw how our communication channels between public health and our community were critical to our collective impact. I think I've done over 200 videos and over 1,000 written updates in the past 4 years. So I'll be joining a team called Your Local Epidemiologist, or YLE, a national nonprofit dedicated to unbiased and clear translation of science. With YLE, we'll be offering regular public health updates at no cost, a lot like our local status updates, but at the national level. If you want to stay connected, I'll be contributing there. As I step away, I'm also proud of the team we've built. Dr. Lisa Santora, who's been Deputy Health Officer for 9 years, has been my primary advisor, partner, guide, and friend. There's a clear continuity of leadership, and I know I'm leaving the Public Health Division and our community in the best possible hands. Thank you for the trust you've placed in me and our team. It's been an honor to serve you, and thank you for doing your part.